Hello, my name is Tatiana Tavares, and I would like to welcome you to this webinar session. And this webinar training is specifically about essential oils, sort of introduction level to really help understand a bit more about what these essential oils are, and help you understand why quality is so important when choosing the essential oils, and also we'll look into how you can safely and effectively use top essential oils in your home. Now, I've been personally on this journey for just under 3 years, so about 2.5 years, and I've seen some incredible results from using these magical tools. That's the only way I can describe them. So, and I know there is a lot of information out there that sometimes brings more questions than answers, and that's my intention, to help you remove them and give you the confidence so you can open yourself up to the world of the essential oils. Just a little bit more about myself. As I said, my name is Tatiana Tavares. We're not moving anywhere. Okay. Why is this happening? Right, okay, there's a bit of a delay on my PC. So I have two boys. I'm a mom of two amazing boys, and I wanted to share their pictures. I just happen to really love natural products, and this is something that had become even more important in my life since becoming a mom. And it just so happened that the Terrace essential oils, this is my preferred brand of essential oils, and I'll explain later why, completely fits my standards. And not only fits, it's went well beyond anything that I could think of. I can't compare. I've never seen results like that from using anything else. So that's why I'm so excited to have this webinar and share it with you. And I'm very excited to also have met and to be working with some amazing ladies who are just as passionate about these amazing essential oils, and sharing them and educating and doing an amazing, just sort of worldwide expansion. And my background is marketing, so I don't have a holistic background, but as I said, I do look for natural solutions as just my personal choice for helping my family and to stay healthy. There are some simple ways of getting in touch with me, and I think the easiest way is probably on Facebook, because to be honest, my inbox is always struggling there with a lot of emails, so I find it more easier to go on Facebook, and so you can find me there on at Essential Oils in Modern Families page. You can also have my personal profile, Tatiana Tavares, so go ahead and find me and connect. Now, during this webinar, I will try to explain to you my best why I think that looking after our bodies is so important, and why do I think that essential oils are such an important tool in this process. And to be honest, I can't imagine going back to anything else. I can't imagine my life without essential oils. It'd be just chaotic, to be honest. And also help you see how you can take very basic steps to put you help you in your journey of finding that beautiful balance to make you feel the way that you want to feel. Now, I do believe in that there is a certain place for both the natural medicine and modern medicine. They can be in perfect harmony, and there is a value in both. And I've benefited equally from both of them. So I don't want to say, well, this is my only choice. No, it's not, because sometimes you have to make the decision, you have to have a diagnosis, and especially if you have already some medical condition, anything that you do, your choices, you have to consult with them, with your practitioner. So, but I do strongly believe that our bodies are very, very highly evolved, and they know how to heal themselves. If we provide all the right tools, all the right support, just like if you cut the finger, no matter what you do, the body will know how to repair the cut, how to stop the bleeding, how to repair the skin. So if you were ever pregnant, then the body will take care of growing that fetus into a baby, and all you have to do is just carry on looking after yourself, but nothing else. You don't have to do anything different, providing that you hydrate, you nourish yourself, the rest is taken care of. So it's a beautifully designed mechanism. So undermining it, just to me, it's like I think I don't stop, getting amazed by what our body can actually do, and for that reason, I think it's important to empower ourselves with the knowledge and love and believe in our body that it can do those things, and we can actually do it by taking the steps to actually learning more about it, and not purely handling the decision of our health, giving it to somebody else like your GP, like your doctor, because the system is not designed that way. So it is actually down to us to be the health advocates, the wellness advocates of our own body. And it's important to me, it's a massive, it's actually quite huge to be able to leave this legacy to my children, and so that they can also do the same with their children when I'm no longer here, when I can't make those choices. Hopefully I would have shown them and taught them enough by setting the example of how to make the best choices for health, and so that they grow to become healthy, happy and fulfilled individuals, and it continues. And I think this is very important. It's very important to me to know that I can be still impactful and effective long after I'm gone and I'm no longer physically here, but I'm leaving this legacy of this belief in your body, believe in yourself, and the great knowledge and the tools along with that. And it's important to know, because I put a little message here: if we do not take care of your body, where are you going to live? We're not going to have another body, so you better have a close look and start looking after yourself right here and right now. And my personal journey kind of really hit when after my mother-in-law lost her to cancer. In fact, she was receiving the treatment. She had no immune system, and unfortunately, she picked up a bacteria that took hold of her body in a matter of hours, and there is nothing I could do. There's nothing none of us could do. But the worst thing is that we had no idea that there is something, who knows, maybe somehow could support her in her scary journey, and at least just have the knowledge that I did something, as opposed to literally just be afraid like a child, but completely unable to take any decision. So I've taken sort of this quest into looking what I can do to protect my family, to be, to make sure that I'll do everything I can to protect my children from these tragic early losses. So it's my own goal to to help 1,000 families to remove that toxic products from their home, and I'm very excited it'll be amazing when that happens. I'm sure it will. Now, my journey began, so I can explain to you a little bit more myself. In Ukraine, I was born in Ukraine, and this pretty lady in a pink bag, in a pink dress is my mom. And my mom was making sure that although I was raised in a city, she would dispatch us off to the village where she was born, so we could get more vitamins. We could have all this, organic. Nobody knew about it before, but it's all organic, all um, fruits and vegetables and grazing cows. So just playing in the mud and just getting into the river, literally, immersing yourself with the nature as far as you can go, with cuts, with bruises, with them, literally. And I remember actually us eating the resin from the tree. My cousins were showing it to me, and I was thinking, why are you eating it? But since they were eating it, they were saying it's nice, it's like a chewing gum. So it's interesting that, thinking back of those memories. And in the Ukraine, people are open to natural, to mainly herbs. And my mom would always, if you're sick, she would go for some mustardy sheets on your chest. She would have this vacuum kind of little glasses that would put on your back, all kind of things. So I think the essential oils were just an extension to what I've seen, and I've seen to work, and I've seen my mom use. And it turns out to be amazing. As I said, the most powerful tool that I have ever seen. The following picture is of my beloved mother-in-law, who we've lost, Tina, and my son then quite little. So she used to have essential oils, and I remember her putting some lavender on a pillow when somebody had a headache, just to help alleviate it. And I think, God, this makes me feel so dry, they were so sleepy. But that's it. She introduced me essentially to the essential oils world, but it was only aromatically, just literally inhaling it. And this is my family, my husband and my children. And this is my clan, as you speak. So I think, to me, the way I feel and the way I perceive is that we as mothers, as women, we have to be the healers at home. We have to, if somebody gets sick, they come to you, they'll say, well, I'm not well, then, they're looking for support. So I think we have to make the decision. And we are, obviously, it's in our nature, to protect our cubs, to protect our nest, to raise them well and keep them alive. So this is such a strong sensation that just drives all of us to try things. And once we see it works, it just blows our minds off. And I'm one of millions of women out there who are attesting to how amazing these essential oils are. So with this in mind, I would like us to get started to actually have a closer look at ourselves, because I think if we don't look after ourselves, then who will look after our cubs? So it's important to take the time, make the space, and just think, what can we do for ourselves? And take a pen and paper, and just write down few lines about how you feel. How do you feel on your physically? Do you feel any pain? How do you feel? Do you feel like you have plenty of energy to tackle anything, or do you wish you had a bit more, and just so you can complete all your plans? On an emotional level as well, I think emotions very very important, and it's impossible to separate emotions from the physical body. And it's important to be able to manage our emotions effectively for this reason, and find the place, as I call it, home address emotionally, that is nice, you want to come back to. So if you're always having to come back to another place, you wouldn't want to do it. So the same thing should be for our emotions. Do we bounce back to being stressed and worried and missing out on things, or do we go back to really appreciating living and seeing the beauty around you? And also, how do you feel on a spiritual level? And this is something that is new to me as well, because it's all a process for everybody, process of self-discovery, never ending. And it's great because I like to think that just by doing this class, recording it, I am serving a purpose. I'm helping other moms like myself to find the tools, the solutions that they can bring home and empower them and give them a very reliable, really reliable assistant, helping looking after the families in the most natural, the most safe way. So, and this is how I feel. This is my purpose. I do have many, but this is one of very strong one. So I am, and this is what's pushing. This is what's driving me, and this is what puts a smile on my face. Doesn't matter. Maybe what kind of day I had when I start talking about essential oils. It just brings a smile on my face. I would like to say, before we get going, that I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to make any health claims. So the research that I've done, it's out of my initiative, and things that I've tried and worked for me, I'm happy to share it today with you, but I would encourage you to undertake your own research, of course. And it is just my personal choice of using natural option to help support natural healing properties of my body. Now, why do we need to, explore natural solutions in general? And one of the main reasons is because of synthetic drugs out there. There is absolute uncontrollable abuse of it. In fact, the two most vulnerable groups that are almost suffering from these drugs are women of the age of 30 and children that seem to be always receiving more than large enough portion than they could actually handle. And we also become antibiotic resistance as bacteria evolves. It seems to be leaving us one step behind. And the problem is that it's leaving us without antibiotics themselves are very powerful drugs, extremely powerful, but has to be treated with care. You cannot simply, put them like I don't know, like peanuts. You always, you have to really use it as a very last resort. You cannot simply just take them, for everything, and trust the body that supporting the body that it can heal and deal with the issue. And obviously the side effects, every single drug will have side effects. And if you look at the package, you might look, wow. So, if you look at the side effects, sometimes they're not worth it. They're worse than whatever you're taking it for. Sometimes it's just like, okay, maybe I'm not feeling that as bad as this, because you can't avoid it. Your body has to process it, and it will, especially over a long course of time, will have a negative impact. Whereas if we have natural solutions they are absolutely safe, and they actually address the core problem, root problem, as opposed to just masking symptoms. And this is how the modern medicine is designed. It's simply designed to manage it so that you can live with it, but you cannot get rid of it. So I'm the kind of person who thinks like, no, if it wasn't there before, there is no place for it there. I will find the way to get rid of it. I will look until I found, and I will try it. I will not stop, and I will go for second opinion. There's a lot of information out there. So just being proactive, I think, is very important. And one other thing I wanted to say, I think even I recently went to a doctor. It was the first time this year. And as I said, there is a place for them. I wanted to get the diagnosis. And they did say that they were happy that I'm using actual medication, and they were happy that I wasn't just asking them for the antibiotics, and because they're actually having to deal with this problem already. Now, our NHS, I live in the UK, so we have NHS here, dealing with this massive situation for various reasons. But I think one of the big things is that actually people are in such a habit of just running to GP for everything. You literally like something wrong, run to GP. But just because there are no alternatives, people are just literally trained to have one option only, not realizing actually you can't, that try this, and if it's just a common cold, a flu, or a cut or something, you might not need to see GP for that. Just educating yourself and exploring how you can support your system, I think is just one of the, and it's self-empowering as well. Now, our NHS is suffering hugely. So you are literally having some of the massive important services shut down, like knee and maternity wards. And to me, that just, it's a great, NHS is a really amazing system to have in place. And it'd be extremely sad if it wasn't available to my children and my future grandchildren in the future. And another thing that really bothers me in terms of our lives, why we should consider looking for natural solutions, is the issue with toxicity in our homes. I've read somewhere in the article that actually our homes are more toxic than outside. So instead of it being our sanctuary where we're calm and we regain our energy, we're sitting here, in smelling and, inhaling from maybe deodorants or from the cleaning products, personal care deodorants, just creams, all of it, which seems to be like covered in this massive rainbow of chemicals. And we're exposing our most vulnerable, our children, even newborns are born with chemicals that the parents didn't have when they were born. And they found them hundreds of toxic, carcinogenic chemicals in umbilical cord, and that's just shocking, because this is our children, our future, our generation. How can we possibly bring them, give this life and not to take care, of this precious life from very, very beginning? So I cannot express enough how important it is to actually understand what's happening. The most shocking thing that actually I've discovered is that the the companies that actually produce like cleaning products, they are not regulated, just like the essential oils companies. It's not a regulated industry at all. So what's happening, we don't actually know the full list of chemicals that goes into those bottles. So anytime you just pick any bottle, turn it around, first of all, it will have all this like dangerous, don't inhale, don't drink, don't touch, don't, just protect yourself. Like, whoa. And you're supposed to clean with it. So is it actually leaving it clean, or just because it smells, it supposedly gives you the sensation of something being clean? Things like perfumes in there. If it says perfumes, it's just a fancy word for about hundreds or even more chemicals that's extremely toxic. And they just go into that behind that word, hidden in there, just because they don't have to. You see, the European Environmental Agency cannot make them list it because it takes decades and a lot of financial funding to do such research, to actually track and to see how each chemical can cause whatever the damage. It makes it very difficult, because then chemicals start reacting with one another, and then it's hard to actually have this direct link of one particular chemical to any illness and condition. But it is absolutely clear, and that if you go to the website, you will find this statement that says that the scientific research so far gathered over the last few decades shows us that endocrine disruption is a real problem with serious effects on wildlife and possibly people. It would be prudent to take a precautionary approach to many of these chemicals until the effects are more fully understood. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to take the time. In fact, time goes on, and who knows how long it's going to take until we know. But that time, it may be a bit too late. So I'm taking the action now. So I've removed all the stuff that I didn't like, and bit by bit, I'm replacing it with my own cleaning products. And this was the first thing I've addressed. And I'm very passionate about helping people remove those toxic products, cleaning products in particular, in their homes. It's actually not difficult at all. So, so it is an important part of your wholeness, of our whole well-being. But the fundamentals of it, as it says on this lovely image, is eating right and exercising. Because our body needs the right nutrition, and eating, choosing organic products, and making sure that you stay active. Absolutely, because we are designed to be active. We're not designed to be sitting in the office all day long. So make sure you stretch and make sure you choose steps over the lift. I'm not a big fitness, person, never was, but I always was active. I love dancing with my kids. I bought a scooter so I can take my son to school on a scooter. So just looking for the ways that, as long as you enjoy it, whatever you do, just do it. Do a little bit, do every day, and stay active. Important to rest and manage your stress. Going back to the emotions, because with the stress, it becomes a bit of a Pandora box, and it definitely causes, issues down the line. And reducing toxic load, as I said earlier, we can't fix the air outside. We can't make a big impact on the outside, but we can definitely take care of our homes. We can definitely make changes there and turn it into our sanctuary. And informed self-care, that's where the essential oils comes in. This is where we are now. You are at this webinar picking up this information and hopefully making notes in there, and just ready to soak up even more. And of course, then there is a place for the Western medicine. If you need to see the doctor, you have to get diagnosis. You might need to do whatever doctor says, but you have to, you will need to understand that you have more than just one option, and that's exciting. Now, why the essential oils, and why am I, raving about them? And that's exactly how I feel, because essential oils, this is one thing I said to my friend, it's like, why nobody else? Why didn't I know? Why nobody else knows? And that was one of my first line of thinking. But to be honest, these essential oils have been used by human civilizations for centuries. It was the original natural medicine. And not only that, it was part of many rituals. The essential oils would take a part in most important aspects of human lives. And they are absolutely natural, 100% natural, coming from the plant, absolutely safe, without any harmful side effects. So they're safe for every family member. They're very potent as well. So, if you take a herb, we all love herbs, we like tea, we like using them. They are 50 to 70 times more potent than a herb. So it is just literally, it's just incredible how effective they are. They are also incredible multitaskers. They're amazing because of the evolution, throughout the evolution, the essential oil would have to have multi-purpose to defend the plant, to attract the pollination, to regeneration, and many more. It has this incredible range. Like talking about, and I think about 3,000 known chemicals, and yet still being discovered by scientists that have this amazing therapeutic value to us. And that we can benefit from. They're very simple and easy to use. Even my kids, I just give them a roller bottle, they know what to do, and they can fill up the diffuser. They like taking part in it. So, it's very simple. And they're affordable because of their potency. It really takes just one drop for us to benefit from it, because just within just one drop, you have the most powerful chemicals in there, natural chemicals. The one important thing is, I want to say, they're offered by one of the most ethical and honest companies that I've ever come across. Honestly, it's just something I could never have expected. The company who only matters, who only cares not about the clients, about educators, wellness advocates, but make sure that everywhere they go, and they currently go to about 40 different countries, as you can see on this image, to source indigenous plants. They make sure they bring changes, positive changes to the communities. They're making sure that those become where communities with certain needs, they meet them, they empower them from tools, information, financially, small loans, all kind of programs, building necessary, even hospitals and roads, anything, but making sure that the community thrive. So, and with that, they bring incredible blessing from the skies to those people, because they wouldn't have any other means to sustain themselves, simply because of where they're located. And for many of them, it is the only way to earn money. So imagine getting paid fairly, getting paid regularly, and not only that, being supported at every possible level. So, and this is what doTERRA does. It's incredible to be associated and to be part of it. Now, what essential oils are, and the essential oils, as you can have a look at this small image to your left of a peppermint, and next to it is a purple magnified image of it with a little white sac, and that's what essential oil is. It's stored in a little sac all over the plant. It's an immune system of a plant. That's how I call it, essentially, because it's just so magnificent. And they are volatile aromatic compounds, and to us they just smell lovely. They all do, but they're not just smelling lovely compounds, because as I said, they have these amazing compositions that have a purpose for the plant. And it can come from the flower of a plant, from resin of a tree, from a leaf, from bark, from flower, from a seed, literally any part of the plant. And they expressed, or they use a method of warm distillation, very gentle, very slow, without any harsh chemicals that just would compromise the quality of essential oil. So it's a very time-consuming process. It takes a lot of raw material. Unbelievably, it's always makes me go wow to just find that out. Now, the essential oils, they're biologically active, so our body understands it, because we're children of the same planet, right? And when it goes into our body goes, right, food, I'm gonna eat it all up. And they work on a cellular level that protect our cells, and they're extremely powerful and effective. And I love this little image on the right-hand side of our cell, which is in purple. And on the outside, we have a bacteria. So if you ever have a bacteria and it will replicate, your doctors typically would maybe give you antibiotics if it's needed, if you're struggling to overcome it, and that'll be the case. Now, and with the virus, though, virus can penetrate inside the cell, and that's where it grows and replicates. Now, what what has happened is that there is no medication for the virus. There is no antibiotics don't take because they can't penetrate this cell. But what essential oils can. So when they can do it, when they can penetrate the cell membrane, then they can attack, they can fight against the threat, they can cut the spread of the virus, cut the communication, and they just die in its own little lifespan, and that's it. So on your physical level, you just will stop experiencing the side effect of having the virus, and that'll be the end of the story. So you will not go through the full-blown, experience. So having these essential oils is just very powerful. And I've experienced it over the course of the 2 years. So I will literally, as I said, my youngest one is just recovering from a bit of a virus. And but you can literally, over almost 3 years, he hardly was ever sick, to be honest. And I was able to handle it at home without having to take him anywhere. So how do we use essential oils? And we use them in 3 different ways. So we use them aromatically, topically, and internally. And internally, it's probably quite new. I'm actually taking it now internally with my water. My wild orange. Love it. So aromatically is a fantastic way to just start using essential oils. And this was my first introduction. It's very powerful, and everybody in the family can enjoy it, because then, whether you like it or not, you have to breathe, you have to inhale. It's a fantastic way to clear the air. So from any pathogen, somebody sneezes or somebody, you have guests coming, children, parties, it's fantastic to just be diffusing it before and after, throughout, so that the issue is dealt with right there in the air. Because what will happen, the molecules will bind in the air with any virus or bacteria, and will deal with it. So this is how powerful they are. There are various diffusers in there. You can also just open up the cup, smell from a cup, and just put a drop in your hand, rub it together, and enjoy breathing in. It just very, very nice experience. And what I do with the rest, I can just put it topically right on the back of my neck. It's actually my natural perfume, and this is what I use. I don't use any kind of sprays. This is my favorite, and I always get lots of compliments about how lovely I smell. So that's nice. Told you they're multitaskers. So on the topical side, you can apply oils on the bottom of the feet, and I love it because, and this was interesting because we have wider spots on our feet. So as we apply it, our whole body benefits from it as the essential oils go around with circulation. I also love something called Aroma Touch. It's a way of applying oils on the body and just boosting the immune system, supporting joints, the muscles, balancing is just extremely relaxing as well. So it's a wonderful thing to have in your family. It's so easy to learn, and you can just do it for your entire family. And internally, now these oils are such a high quality, absolutely pure, that you can take them internally. And you can see in the bottle it says it's an oil supplement. Now I love taking it with my water, a couple of drops like I'm doing it now. Add it to my cooking. You can also add a couple of drops in empty veggie capsules you can get. And there are some already made veggie capsules with blends, of popular blends. And doTERRA also happens to produce amazing supplementation. All of them most of them have essential oils as well. So that adds even more to the quality of the supplementation. Now, these are the range of diffusers that you can choose in your home. And just to read a different description, it's fantastic to make your own blends. I like wild orange, peppermint. Here's more different ideas. I love certain relaxing, more sandalwood and lavender. um, excuse me, in the evening. So depending on the day or depending what I need, I love diffusing on guard to help. But in winter season, I love diffusing peppermint and I said wild orange and frankincense together, serenity. So there's amazing blends in there to enjoy. And it's easy to look after it as well. So I included the link, but what you can do is just once a week or once a month, and it's up to you. You can just use some vinegar or alcohol to just wipe around, let it dry, and that's it. You can go ahead with it. Now, what happens when we inhale it? And I think this is something that is just magical. Because when we inhale the essential, like I did just now, the olfactory nerves in my nasal cavities receive these molecules and they bind with the receptor sites. And what happens then, the olfactory cells then send signals to the limbic part of our brain, which is the same place where we have where the part that is responsible for our memory, for our emotions, and not only that, for our mood. So, and not even that, it affects our hormones, blood pressure. So, we're almost like having an effect of a software when we're downloading a programming our emotions to be a certain way, and we're shifting in a direction we want to go if we're not experiencing what we want to see. It will help us release certain memories, and certain memories, that's why when we smell something, it brings us certain memories, certain experience from our childhood maybe, and that's how it works. So it's, it can really elevate throughout the day, it can uplift, it can help you calm down, relax, or so literally every single emotions we're experiencing can be enhanced, and that's just amazing. And essential oils that you can use in blends are already prepared for us, so you can use single oils or you can choose from a range of those blends. And I absolutely love Balance. It's in a green bottle. This is something that I discovered, and I literally have to have it everywhere with me. And my eldest son calls it a brave blend. When he was having an anxious experience going back to school after summer, I offered it to him, and he absolutely loved it. So he would pretty much have been using it for some reason on his stomach. He likes putting it on his stomach, and it helps him to relax. So we haven't, he knows he has a tool. I know he has a tool. It makes us all very happy. And plus, you have all the other essential oils like Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, that help also. You can just put a drop in your water. You can just inhale it. When I mean in the water, I mean in the bath. It's not to be taken internally, so it's through inhalation, right? So there are some top tips I would like to share with you is to use the essential oils with the carrier oil. By diluting them, it will not diminish the value, the potency of the essential oils, but quite the opposite. It will help to carry the essential oil down deeper into your skin because they're so volatile, they evaporate instantly. So we want them to hang around and go deeper in your skin, and literally in the localized area, especially if you want to have that localized effect. There's various carrier oil you can use, and there's an image to show. I personally like using coconut, fractionated coconut oil, because it has no smell, it doesn't leave any greasy marks, and this is my preferred choice. Now, one thing you need to know is that you mustn't put them inside, the essential oils inside your ears, nose, or eyes. And there's a dilution also, some dilution guidelines for babies and children as well. So what I like to put for little ones, maybe 1 drop on tablespoon, and if it's hot oil, I would put on 2 tablespoons, like oregano, for example. And for kids, for older kids from maybe age 2 or 3, I dilute 1 drop on 1 teaspoon. So you can do, in order to get more out of essential oil, you can, if you can, maybe rub the skin of the area you want to apply it on, and only then apply. So what will happen, the blood will come closer to the surface, and then it will carry more blood, will carry the essential oils into the bloodstream. It's important to keep them away from the heat, from the light. They're kept in dark bottles, as you can see. And citrus oils, actually, the citrus oils is water sensitive, so you mustn't come out in the sun after applying it for about 6 or even 12 hours. Now, so to avoid the skin irritation and color, especially for children, because they're far more sensitive. Now, topical application is very easy as well. All it takes is to put on the bottom of the feed. You can apply on any area of concern. There are some guidelines. Some oils you can use neat, which means without dilution. Some oils you need to dilute a little bit, like maybe peppermint. And other oils you have to always dilute, and quite heavily for children. And this would be something like oregano or cinnamon. I love the Terra Starch Kit, and so it's already pre-diluted, range of 9 oils that you can use for babies straight away, or somebody who's got very sensitive skin. And so you don't have to worry about getting all the bottles, trying to measure it, is it right, not feeling confident about it. It's a really good little kit to have. Now, the reason why I chose the Terra over any other essential oil company is for various reasons. One of the main reasons is the quality, of course, and essential oils, as I said, they're not regulated. So although it might send a bottle that you're holding maybe pure or organic oil, it doesn't actually mean that you can even take it internally, or it is highly therapeutic. So the Terra has come up with its own grade in order to set up a whole new standard, pioneer the whole new standard, and hoping that others will take the same route and start producing the essential oils of very high quality. So we're looking at 2 things. We're looking at oils. Obviously, oils have to be completely pure, any chemicals, no GMOs, no metals, nothing that the Mother Nature soil has not put into the plant. That's one thing. And the other thing we're looking at is highly effective, highly therapeutic, and that is a completely different level of skill set that requires, scientists and biologists understanding the makeup of every single species, what's in there, how to effectively grow the plant that it produces it, when to extract it, to a week, to a part of the day, so that it's you can pick that at the right time, and the consistency has to be there. So there's a lot of work goes into it, and in order to deliver such a high quality, the Terra has approached farmers from the and growers from the original places of that species of that plant, and they're offering them exclusive relationship, guaranteed exclusivity, providing they can meet the Terra's high standard. And they help them meet that standard, the high standard. They train them, they send people, they provide tools, they literally invest, and and so the farmers, and even if one person just gathering and producing it, the whole village benefits from it. And it's done through core impact sourcing. And this is how the Terra is able to produce such a big impact on people's life. Not just for us, people who use it, but people who are bringing these oils to us, working together and absolutely recognizing this incredible work. So, and because the quality is so outstanding and the Terra is so transparent about it, there is nothing they want people to know what's in that bottle. There is a site called Source to You, which was fairly recently launched and available to us, where you can actually enter each batch of the oil. So it's at the bottom here, and the website will produce a report, full breakdown of the chemical composition of that particular batch. Because in order to meet CPTG grade, doTERRA has to test three different testing sequences. So it has to test at the point of sourcing, at the point then by the third party, and then later before packaging. So there is no way that essential oil somehow could be affected in a negative way. So they're taking full responsibility for quality. They're very transparent of it, and they want us to know about it. Not only that, doTERRA has another mission, and not to bring the healer into every home, but also help people heal their financial wounds. We will know about the financial crash that affected, people worldwide, and I'm absolutely admiring them for doing something that's not really even nothing to do with the oils, but they want to educate people about how to take care of their finances, how not to live beyond their means, how to repair it, and to show them that they can live without the stress and worrying. And this is done. This is what the founders of the doTERRA have done. They had to trim down. They had to take decisions in order to bring doTERRA oils to us, to bring this therapeutic grade. And it's all coming from their own applications. So because doTERRA is funded out of people on savings, and it's all started from very little, 4 little oils, to where doTERRA is now the largest therapeutic essential oil company in the world, and with over 3 million users, over 3 million users as I speak now. So, and to me, it just speaks a lot of the company integrity. Now, going back a bit to the grading, because as I said, I'll explain a bit more what goes into it and how important to understand what sort of oils are out there. So we have most of the oils that are synthetic. So they go into you'll probably see it in your perfumes, in your cleaning products, maybe. So this is not natural. It's not essential oil. It's a synthetic copycat. Then we have food grade that we can add to, like maybe almond oil, and we have also therapeutic essential oils. Now, as I said earlier, it's a bit of a wild west because word pure and word organic is somewhat misused by the industry, and and it is quite misleading. So you might have you can have companies, in order to reduce the cost of the oil, which is quite expensive. Some oils are very expensive. They might add some fillers. They can dilute it with another organic carrier oil. It'll still be organic, but it's not. How therapeutic is it? It's certainly not pure, as it says, as you might think. So be aware of it. And if you pick up a bottle and it says "do not take internally," it's the first sign. It's not what you think. So, and therefore you have the CPTG grade, where you have 4 different types of tests done by third-party individual testing company and laboratories, and it's a very thorough and rigorous testing process in order to maintain that level of quality. Now, what often happens when people, even before people get going, is that was me, is knowing what oil to use and when. How do you know what I need for this, what I need for that? And, it is such a big world and so scary, and maybe overwhelming. And I want to share some of the tools that I've used and I'm using constantly. And it's easy. All you have to do is just get a couple of books. There is a lot of resources. There's the resources on the internet. So I personally like using Modern Essential book, and it comes in various sizes. I recommend the bigger one if you can, but it comes in a smaller size as well. I think I have a little one here. Here we go. The little one, you can keep it in your bag. I also love apps. I find it very convenient. So using Modern Essential book app, you can have also EO protocol. I love it as well. Essential Emotions reference and the Terra Daily Drop. Now the Terra Daily Drop is the Terra's own app, and it's free. The other two you have to pay, but it's about £7 maybe, so it's not a lot. And I also love Essential Life book. And do check out an amazing list of scientific evidence and research on aromascience.com. You will like it. So with this in mind, I would like us to look into how and what oils. There are so many oils, but where do you start? And I would like to share the 10 most popular oils with which I have started, and that was the beginning of my journey. And the good thing about them is that you can purchase them through 2 kits, Home Essential kits and the Family Essential and the Family Physician kit. So the first one is peppermint. Peppermint is fantastic. Comes from the leaf of a plant, and it has a really outstanding smell. I love it. I use it daily just to uplift me, just what I did earlier with the wild orange. I would put it in my hand, I would inhale it. I have my little spray to help me in summertime, for example, to cool down. It's used predominantly to to support a healthy digestive system. So if you have an occasional stomach upset, a respiratory and breathing, so you would want to support it. You can apply it on your feet, you can inhale it, you can even have inhalation under the towel. You can make cold water press to help you cool down. I use it on my temples as well in the afternoon if I get my eyes get a bit too tired in front of the computer and I have a bit like a tension coming on. Just be careful, it is very powerful. You don't want to put it too close to eye socket, so make sure it's further away. It's extremely nice and cooling. You can also add lavender, and if you have frankincense, those 3 will be absolutely amazing. It's also very energizing, so I love inhaling it in the afternoon and in the morning to help me wake up. So it's one definitely to have in your kit. We also love lavender in our home, and it comes in the bottle, and also the 2 bottles, and it also comes already diluted. So if you like the touch version, if you have a young baby, and I love it because it's everything, you can associate it with everything relaxing, calming, soothing to your skin. So if you have occasional skin irritation in the kitchen, accidents happen to me all the time. I'm quite clumsy. So all I have to do is just put the oil straight on without having to put water. And you'll be amazed how quickly it works. I love putting it on kids' feet. It's a wonderful analgesic. So if I have irritation on my throat, I just actually apply it topically. And anything to do with like that, my baby's teething, again, topically on the jaw, and it's just marvelous. So as a mom, I'm very excited about lavender because I've had so many wonderful uses for the lavender. So as I said, anything calming, relaxing, and peaceful sleep, just think of lavender. Lemon, I love lemon. I go through it fast. I always have to have a few bottles around because I make lots of my cleaning products. As I said earlier, I am big about removing toxic chemicals. So cleaning products are the worst ones, the worst offenders. So from window cleaning to the bathroom, put lemon everything. It's a wonderful degreaser and takes any any nasty oily thing. So with a bit of soda, vinegar, scrubbing, it's gone. It's gone like it was never before. It's amazing. And even like an old shoe polish on my carpet, it just took it in a matter of minutes, and then I couldn't even see where it was before. But I love personally taking it internally with water every morning throughout the day. It's a wonderful, gentle detox for my body, and it's really good during winter as well, helping with respiratory discomfort. As I said, you can inhale, you can make your own little like syrups with honey, lemon, peppermint, and melaleuca, and just sip on it, and it tastes lovely, and it is extremely supporting. It absolutely amazes me. Just like so simple and yet so effective magic. So I can't even think, what else I put it in my cooking, in my smoothies, in my salad dressing. And it's very uplifting as well. For me, cleaning was always a bit of a chore because of the smell. It's just always would choke me, and definitely wasn't too excited and was putting it off. But now if I just have to use a spray that smells of lovely lemon and some wild orange, it just makes me happy. So next one is Melaleuca. Melaleuca is another name for tea tree oil. Again, comes in two. You can get it undiluted or in a roller bottle for babies. And I love Melaleuca because I have had, again, so much assistance from it. It has this lovely herbaceous smell. It comes from the leaf, and it's fantastic for anything to do with skin. It's supporting, so any accidents with skins out there, running, stretching, cutting. Just it's fantastic also at supporting our immune system. So use it topically on the feet, and you can add it to veggie capsules. I don't mind actually putting it just straight into some drinks. I quite like, this kind of taste. And it's just very powerful during winter time as well. So I like putting it on my children's feet together with oregano. In fact, combining together Melaleuca and oregano creates a very powerful antibiotic. There's a lovely YouTube video, have a look, and it's I actually put it here by Dr. Dave Stewart, that shows how actually both Melaleuca and oregano work together and destroy bacteria. It's just, I love how it just turns to ashes and nice. So it helps support the gastrointestinal health as well. So you can put it into veggie capsules, just and even just topically. So it's a lovely oil to have. Oregano is just a heavy duty one because I use it for literally that bottle is like a essential bomb because it's so powerful. It's incredibly powerful at cleansing and purifying. So anything like if somebody was sick and left stains on the carpet, or toilet, the oregano goes into that definitely. It's extremely powerful for healthy immune system and digestions and respiratory support as well. So, and the good way to use them is in the veggie capsules. Don't put it in your water; it'll be too hot. And always diluted, heavily diluted with children, and for yourself also diluted. Make sure that you do not ever use it undiluted. You will, if you put it on your feet, you will feel like what it's like walking on fire. Please avoid it. And so it's amazing. Frankincense is the king of all oils, and it's an oil that I fell in love. Now, straight away, it wasn't love from the first sight. I have to admit to it. I have to go through my lemon to cleanse my receptor site and just all that's, those petrochemicals. But when that root had opened up, oh my God, I can't get enough of frankincense. I do not get tired of it. And it's one oil, if you ever have to choose one, hopefully not, it has to be frankincense. And it is the most probably researched, the most mentioned in the historic literature essential oil. So again, and it's amazing. It gives you a support on a cellular level, so it has this wonderful regenerative properties. The aroma is really relaxing, so it's not drowsing you, but it's really calming and grounding, and yet gives you that focus at the same time, which is really special. So because it's so great for skin, it's used in a wonderful range of facial products called Virage, Skin Virage, and it's just amazing. It's also used in the anti-aging blend. I have all of those blends, and I have to say, I just use them all daily. And Immortelle, I just love putting it around my eyes. It's just wonderful what it does to my skin. Infuse a focus blend, and it really does that. It just, the smell, I love it. I just use it as a perfume. And past tense, it's what helped me with my tension if I ever have it. I don't run popping the pills anymore. Just put the past tense here and there, and that's it. Just close my eyes and enjoy the ride. So it's amazing. And frankincense is great at supporting immune system and digestive function as well. So it has such a great uses. Next one is very exciting, is the On Guard blend. And I call them superheroes because in one blend you have 5 oils. You have wild orange peel, clove, cinnamon leaf. You have eucalyptus, rosemary, and these oils together creating a powerful blend which smells of Christmas, and it's been proven, tested to actually stop killing and spreading the growth of viruses. And that speaks a lot to me. And I'm diffusing it constantly. It's absolutely, at the same time, it's amazing at supporting healthy immune system and respiratory function. So due to clove, we're getting a huge, massive antioxidant defense in there. And I love it for cleaning products as well. So because it's so powerful and so effective, it's been added it's been created into a whole line for home care products, from laundry washing and cleaning concentrate, hand wash, toothpaste, lozenges, and I use all of it because I love the smell of it, and I love knowing that I'm protecting my kids. Now, Breathe Blend is another blend that I absolutely love, and it helps anything to do with breathing. So supporting your airways, promote restful nights of sleep. Actually, right now I'm actually diffusing it next to my son. So I put some Breathe, and I think I put rosemary as well. So it really, because he needs this support, and I'm just diffusing it now, helping him have clear his lungs. So it's a really nice, and I like the smell of it as well. You can also like putting it on the bottom of the feet, and if you need to, put the socks on. So it really helps kids have a nice restful sleep, and of course, mommy gets the restful sleep. Now, the Deep Blue blend, it's a blend that is very powerful. And you have a couple of things that are available for you, and it is literally just supports joints and muscles. So if there is an acute problem, if with the muscles, some literal discomfort, then you can just apply 1 drop of this Deep Blue, and it will work. I've seen how it works. It's just most incredible. It comes in diluted roll-on bottle as well, and you can also have it in a deep blue wrap. And the supplementation is just incredible support internally when it's a sort of more long term. So it's a really, you can use both, but I've seen I've seen how well it works for my family, for the men of my family who don't look after their backs and their joints. But here you go. Now the last one, I believe it's the last one, is this Daijizen blend. and it's probably speaks for itself. Anything to do with the digestive support, so it supports the digestive system. Anytime you might have overeating or even going to have a big meal, it helps you reduce bloating. And if you're feeling a bit iffy, you can just put a drop in your water. You can also apply topically, and it also comes in veggie capsules already, so it makes it easy. If you don't like the taste of it or the smell of it, the veggie capsule will just work just fine. So the next page I want to highlight is supplementation. As I mentioned earlier, all the supplements, I think all of but from one, contain the the essential oils, and that's what makes them even more powerful. But the great thing about these supplements which I take is that because food is so important. It's a fundamental brickstone for our health. It's so important to make sure that we feed our body the right thing, and not just the right thing in the right amounts. And that's the problem, because even with the organic food, just because of the way things are grown these days, and because of the issue with soil being depleted from minerals and overuse of it, the produce doesn't have all the minerals that it used to have when, my grandmother was eating it from the village. It actually tasted different. And so it's important to bear it in mind. And the Tara realizing it, that it's not just essential oils for the well-being. People need more than that. So nutritional is fundamental. So they have researched and created an amazing supplementation for multivitamins, the omega fish oil, and also the cellular vitality complex, which is powerful antioxidant protection on a DNA level. So the three of them gives this overall support to our pretty much every single system on our body. Now, and I have experienced it. If I was maybe to have some major health, kind of issues, I probably would see it even more prominently. But just on minor things, I do feel a lot more energy, and just the appearance of my skin, and I can feel stronger in my bones even, actually. So it's just I can feel the difference even on that level. And this is just my personal experience and not just my own. And because what's happening with the supplements in the market, that, in order to make them cost effective, they're often made with synthetic ingredients and in laboratories. So they're not going, your body's not going to like it. Your body's not going to see it's not going to see it as a food. It's not going to actually be even harmful in some cases. Or you might have, some supplementation that has way too much in too many vitamins, and your body is just burning itself trying to process it, but it doesn't take it all, so it just flushes it all out. So it's just waste of it's just an expensive pee, and so it still doesn't bring your body into that balance that it's seeking for, it's craving for. And so this combination, this formula just does this. It just brings exactly what body needs, and it comes in the form of sort of powdered whole food, so the body knows it's food, and it completely fully it takes all in 100%. So, and I wanted to say that because it's, as I said, it's a fundamental for our health. And oils will support us, but it's not all of it. So there is a lot more we can do and see the benefits of it. And I think taking one step at a time, that was my journey. It's just most to me wasn't the most kind of natural way. And it's important to buy organic food, as I said earlier, cooking it, getting whole food. We don't want packaged food. So, it doesn't have to be over complex. But it's important to spend the time in the kitchen and making sure that everybody in the family eat healthy. Have the essential oils in your home, because as hopefully you have seen how that they're truly magnificent, they're truly magical, and they do what I say. It's not just and it's not just our ancestors. You have incredible amount, thousands of research being done worldwide, and you can just find it all out. It's accessible, and more is taking place, so it's very exciting. And obviously taking your own healthcare in your health, become your own advocate. Research, invest time into education and the knowledge to help you make the right choices, because the likelihood of somebody learning and then applying is quite high. So unless you don't do anything, nothing is going to happen. So I invite you to learn as much as you can and surround yourself with like-minded people. I think that's an important thing, because especially if you're making changes, making shifts, I know people don't like seeing it. Sometimes your friends, your family might go, "Oh, you're changing." That doesn't mean I have to change, or that does make me. So I want you to think, of what's important to you. And there are lots of people, that recognizing it, and just being surrounded by the right environment will help you in this integration. And stay active. Stay active, because when we stay active, we give ourselves positive mood as well. And this gives us helps us stay in that beautiful balance. And that comes to this positive thinking, because there is always another day. Take one step at a time, celebrate it. It's okay to have an occasional treat. I love it. I love my chocolate. I like dark chocolate, but not too dark, I have to say. I love sometimes, this weekend we were making cupcakes. So it's nice, you have to have it all balanced. I think so. Enjoy it. Make sure that you enjoy it, because if you put yourself on something that is too harsh, too restricted, the likelihood of it happening, if you completing, is very little. And I want you to enjoy your progress, okay? So what's next? How do we get going? Now, what I love about being able to use the essential oils is that you have an incredible community on your Facebook. Our Facebook group is Essential Oils Revolution. And no, that's how I felt, so that's what I named it. And we have lovely people that are absolutely enjoying and raving about their success story and supporting each other. So by just getting the oils, you're getting yourself into a lovely community of amazing people. And you can start by choosing your starter kit. So there's various starter kits in there. Just took some screenshots in there, but based on what your needs are, where do you want to start, you can either have a look yourself, or just contact me, or contact the person who is sharing this webinar with you, and they can help you make that choice. The beautiful thing about it is that when you get started with the kit, with it, you also get a whole year membership. They'll give you access to all these wonderful products infused with essential oils, the essential oils themselves, all the blends at a 25% discount. So, and this is for a whole year. So you can come and buy whatever you want, what you want, and enjoy this discounted price. And if you want to carry on into the next year, that's great. I think you actually get a peppermint as thank you from the Terra. So it works out to be free anyway. So, and I love to recognize that most people, I think, over 70% of people who have started with essential oils purchase monthly. Just because once you start seeing the benefits of it, there's no way you can go back to the worst. There's no way you would want to have the life without the essential oils. And this is my own personal experience, because I've seen so many great benefits, like many others. Now, there is also an option to earn product points by a monthly program, which is called LRP, and I'll talk about it in a second, which is a fantastic way, and I wish every other company that I purchase food or something on a regular basis would have something like that, because I absolutely love having a chance to save, to get more for my money. But yes, so far I'm only getting it with doTERRA, and I'm very grateful for that. Now, we provide all kind of support. So we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel empowered that you have the oils and you also have the tools. And we can help you integrate them into your life, in your confidence. So we like sharing our ebooks, the webinars as well. You have lovely online support. There's also an e-school available. So, and so we're producing various content to help with the further education and empower each other, because that's what we're here to do together, and together we can achieve it. So back to the monthly loyalty rewards program, and which means I get stuff for free, and I love that. And especially when it's come to my beloved oils. So what it allows us to do is, once you have the membership, it's optional. So I just wanted to stress it. You don't have to, but once you start really enjoying the oils, and you would want to maybe buy something that you're running out of, I would invite you to consider this loyalty rewards program, and it allows all participants of it to receive up to 30% back in product credit. So it's doTERRA's money essentially, and you just do through a regular purchase. And there's further things, unless if you have a chance to actually get free product of the month if you have an order of a certain volume of 125, but essentially it just allows you to get products for free, and I'm getting quite a lot of it. In fact, I love getting the most expensive oils or blends, and just getting them for free. I don't pay for them. What I've done is just moved my budget, my shopping budget, from one place to another. So things like toothpaste, shampoo, so all these consumable things that I need for my household, I just shifted my spending from one natural shop to another, which is absolutely amazing. The quality is outstanding, and I'm getting a lot back. So things like, I love getting In-Tune blend, Pastance, citrus balance blend. This is sort of my top favorite oils, and they don't come in a kit. So unless you go for one of the larger kits, the image that I showed earlier only had probably had only half actually of kits. There are more kits in there. So and there are other products, so sort of only on guard laundry concentrates, the Virage skincare, the children multivitamins and IQ, the lifelong vitality. There's my bus. I always need something because you use it. So it's just a great way to get, as I said, oils back, so this is an additional perk, because I don't know if I like the simplicity of things. I like the convenience, booking something online. If I can automate it for something that I need regularly, I'll do it. But no other company give me anything to recognize my loyalty other than doTERRA. So it's a really cool thing. So I hope you agree with me on that one. Now moving on to the page, I love what also, apart from essential oils, I just love working. I love educating people. I get very excited working with people. And if you feel, if there's something in you that says, this is amazing, this is what I've been waiting for, and if you maybe have a natural background, if you're a yoga teacher, if you're an osteopath, if you're a homeopath, if you're nutritional therapist and nutritionist, if your passion is to help people, help them in a natural way, but just like myself, just a mom who feels strongly about protecting her cubs and making sure all the other moms know about it too, because it's not, it's a gift that I want to share, that I have discovered, and share it through my own stories. And then make sure that you tell me about it, and you can join our amazing team. And now, I help people, with classes, with business tools. I'm able to provide incentives for enrollments and provide weekly coaching. I love it so much because it, really connects me with people. Provide monthly team webinars. I can help. I love doing like strategizing with online and offline marketing activities. That's why I get to play. This is why I can get very personalized and, utilizing your best strengths and help you really enjoy it. So if this is something that you would like to consider, find out a bit more, please let me know. And, when you get your membership, with your oil, when you get your oils, you will have access to our private community on Facebook, and I will send you my thank you card with some goodies, things that you probably want to get in your kit. And you'll also have a 30 minutes wellness call with me, so I can help you answer the questions that you might have, and better, set you up better for a success with your essential oils journey. And I would like to thank you guys for staying this long, for listening to this webinar. And I would love to connect, of course. Now, I know it was a long webinar, and there is a lot of knowledge, maybe a lot of things that you want to take, digest, and maybe think about. And I strongly believe that knowledge is not a power. It's when you apply it, it's when you make use of it, that's the power. Because until you've done something with it, it's just it. It hasn't brought any tangible changes or benefits. So, and this is what I think really with pretty much everything in life. And that helps me to move on and make changes in my life, in people's lives. And I love this image of a beach. I love things like an ocean, and it all. And I want you to feel that sometimes you may feel like the only person there, going against the tide, and maybe you can't do much against these big things around us. Maybe the pharmaceuticals, drugs, and all the obstacles that we have to go over. But when you start making those little changes, the ripple effect, you will then see how actually you're a lot more than just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in that drop. You are more than you think, and I would like you think about it and feel it. And if you could apply the essential oil at the same time, something like frankincense, that would be just amazing. That'd be just an amazing bonus. So thank you so much, guys, for staying with me. And I hope we connect, and I hope to hear from you. So connect, find me on Facebook. You can join my page or just email me. And if you have happened to receive this webinar from somebody in our lovely group, please speak to that person. Either way, I'll be happy to meet you. So thank you very much, and stay healthy, happy, and successful. Thank you. Bye.